Hello and welcome to Library Connection. I'm your hostess, Mandy Cantrell. I'm the Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library. The library staff and the board join me in thanking TV47 for allowing us to showcase our services and things we do for our community and ways we can help, and we're very glad to be here. So thank you, TV47, and thank you to my guests today. I'm joined today by Cabot Barden and Joseph Copeland. They are the president and the vice president of the Central Alabama Writers Guild Alliance. I had to look and to read that to make sure I get it right. CALGA for short, I think. Yeah. They're here today. We're going to be talking about their writing contest, their Young Writers Short Story competition today. So thank you, gentlemen, for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, good, good. Well, we'll just go ahead and get right to it. You are having an annual Young Writers Short Story competition. What is that? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, the Young Writers competition is to start the young writers in our community, get them started writing, or if they haven't already started writing, to recognize their work and reward them and give them recognition for it. We also want to support the educators that work with these children in their classrooms to support their excellence in the work that they do.
Right. School starting this week, that's a perfect timing to get them started. Great, great. Now, what type of short stories can they write? What are the genres? I know you have some guidelines to go.
Well, we do. The competition for the fall will be for fiction in the short story. And then fiction only.
Okay, good, good. Now, when you say short story, I mean, I'm not a writer, so kind of explain that to me. Short story, is there a length or?
What do you say, 1,000 words?
Yeah, about 1,000.
1,000 words.
1,000 words. Yeah. Okay, well, good. That's something to go.
Maybe about 10 pages.
10 pages would be a good way to look at it, too.
Good, good. Well, that's on anything they want to, anything fiction.
Yeah.
Sounds actually a lot of fun. Great.
If it's original work and then non-published.
Okay, that's true. Original and non-published. Now, what ages is the competition open for? What ages?
For grades 9 through 12. Okay. And you do have to be enrolled in school, public school, private school, or even homeschool. Okay. You're welcome to join the competition.
Great, great. Now, it begins October 10th.
October 10th, yeah.
10th, but the forms that you'll use to enter the contest will be available on October 4th.
Okay. Here we have right up on the screen, it says entry forms and contest rules can be picked up at the Comer Museum and Arts Center in Sylacauga, downloaded from the Writers Guild Facebook page, beginning, just like you said, on October 4th. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad to see the names there. We can contact the Comer Museum if you have questions, or you, Joe, at that number. And there's the Facebook page there.
Yeah, be sure and get that if you have it available.
Great. So they can download it from there beginning October 4th and submit entries anytime after October 10th.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. But they can certainly begin writing right now, though.
If you haven't already. So that's great.
Great.
Now, the way you would submit your work once it's complete and you're ready to send it in, you can mail it or email it. But the Comer Museum is taking on all the submittals, and we don't have their address.
I think most people can find the museum in town. They're open Tuesday
through Friday.
Tuesday through Friday.
Yep.
10 till 5.
Yep.
Right.
10
They're
to 5.
close to the two major high schools there, B.B. Comer and Sylacauga, so that should be very easy to get by. That'll be great. Great. Let's see. How can students obtain information? We already covered that. You've got the Facebook page. They can call you if they have any questions.
Yep.
And the guidelines for submission. I'm going through our list of questions to make sure we've covered everything. Mailed or emailed. Okay. Great. That covers all of that. And there's certainly, like we said, information on the Facebook page, things they can, ways they can get help. And I will, if you don't mind, I'll throw in a little plug for for the library now. We, of course, have computers for student use, no problem, that just have a library card. But also there's something called Homework Alabama. It's through the Alabama Public Library Service. It's a service provided. It's actually tutor.com. Normally you would pay for tutor.com, but the Alabama Public Library Service provides it for free for students in our state. You just go to www.homeworkalabama.org, I believe. If not, there's a link to it on our library website. These people, they're online tutors. You take your name and all of that, your play, wherever you are, you take all of that off, submit it to them. They'll proofread it, kind of coach you through some changes that, if you need to make. And I know the very few things that I've written, sometimes I've read it, I don't see the mistakes because so it's always good to have somebody proofread it for you. A friend, a teacher or something. Yep. So this is the service provided by the Alabama Public Library Service from Sunday afternoon through Friday afternoon. Sunday afternoon through Thursday afternoon, 3 to 10, I believe. So that's good but I know you would suggest having people proofread your papers.
Oh, it's a must, yes. Definitely.
Yeah, it always helps.
All right. So the guidelines and everything we need to know will either be online or they can call you for information. Great. Well, now, what are the prizes?
Well, there will be cash prizes.
Oh. Okay.
And for the first, second, and third winners. Okay. And then there will be honorable mentions, of course, for the honorable mentions.
Okay,
we do have.
Recognize a lot of talent there.
And we'll be giving out gift certificates.
Gift certificates.
For honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions, yes, thank you.
Wonderful. Well, I'll tell you, since we're just at a pause, but then we're going to take a break for a commercial, and we'll be right back to talk some more about the writing competition.
Great.
Do you care about our community? Then join #Team Taunton. Brian Taunton will provide unique leadership, vision, and purpose with a hard work mentality. He will be a servant leader to all of the community, make a meaningful difference to our families, our city, and our surrounding area. Creatively solve city problems within our roads and city infrastructure. Provide for a forum to network new business and industry. www.briantaunton.com. Brian Taunton for Mayor. A working vision for Sylacauga.
In Alabama, finding a place you and your family will love comes naturally at any one of our beautiful state parks, where you can stay and play. Alabama state parks provide opportunities for adventure on the water, in the woods, and even just hanging around. Whether you want to explore the foothills of the Appalachians or wade into the warm waters of the Gulf, Alabama is a natural delight. To learn more, call 800-ALAPARK or visit alapark.com.
Hey y'all, Jim Green from TV47. You can now catch us on the internet. We're streaming live at TV47.tv. All of our great programming, whether it's Daybreak with Jimmy Dale, Matt Coulter, and Around the Track with Matt, or I'll be on with Coosa Valley Magazine, and a whole lot more too, right here at TV47, now at TV47.tv on the internet. Whatever device, you can watch us right there at TV47.tv.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell. Today I'm talking with Cabot Barden and Joseph Copeland. They are the president and the vice president of the Central Alabama Writers Guild and Alliance that is formed in our county. You meet here in Sylacauga. They are sponsoring a young writers short story competition, and we talked about the dates. I know that it begins, you can begin getting your information October 4th.
Yep.
And October 10th, I guess October 10th is the first day you would accept.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yes.
And I don't know that we covered the last day, the deadline to submit your short stories, which are this time are fiction short stories, is November 14th. That would be the deadline to submit them. And we talked about how you can email them or mail them in, or and all that would be available on the Central Alabama Writers Guild and Alliance Facebook page. Great, thank you. And or at the museum, and there's phone numbers of places you can get some help. Open to students in grades 9 through 12. We talked about, I know I made the comment, it's, you can turn them in at the museum, which is right by B.B. Comer and Sylacauga High School, but it's not just for the city. It's for
No, it's for anybody in the county that would like to compete.
Or surrounding counties.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So there's not a specific
No.
close right. Just encouraging kids to ride.
Yeah.
That's great. That's
Well,
great.
for example, we've had people come visit the guild
Right.
from the Pell City, different places, Birmingham.
Good.
In fact, we have some members from Birmingham, Rockford, Alex City, so they're all over. And so the young riders are welcome anywhere, just go ahead and submit.
Great. Now, this is not the first riders competition you've had, is it?
Well, before we ever formed the CAGA, my wife and I put together a Young Riders competition about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Well, almost 3 years ago now. And we had some great stories. We had 3 winners come out of Sylacauga High, and one young lady from Childersburg came in 3rd place. So we had some really good stories to come out of that, and we're hoping we can repeat this on a bigger frame this time. Our only problem with the last time we did it was we were understaffed. We just had like 4 of us putting this together last time, but this time we've got an organization that's doing it,
Right.
so it's a lot easier.
That's wonderful. And I know encouraging kids to ride and I hate to say it, for cash prizes, nothing motivates like a little cash.
Yeah.
When you're a student getting ready to maybe go to college, that's very motivating there. And there are cash prizes. How are you raising the money for this?
Well, we're having a raffle for donations, dollar donations, and we'll announce the winner at the
the reception, yes.
At the reception, which we'll talk about. This is a Julio Teheran baseball, who is a starting pitcher for the Atlanta Braves.
Oh.
So somebody, lucky person, will win this.
For $1 donation.
Dollar donation.
And it'll be announced December 15th.
Yep.
Okay, I know we were talking about the dates. The winners for the competition will be announced the week of December 5th, around in there. And then they'll be presented their prizes December 15th. And that's when someone will find out that they've won this baseball. I know there are a lot of fans out there who would love to have that
hope so.
baseball,
Yep.
especially from the Braves. That's great.
Yep.
Wonderful. Let's see, I want to make sure we've covered everything that everybody needs to know about it. They know how to get some help. They know how to submit their entries. This time is short stories. Fiction short
Yeah,
stories.
fiction
Do you
short
plan to have another competition sometime maybe?
Well, we do. We're planning a poetry competition in the spring. So anyone who likes to write poetry is welcome to join that. And
Yep.
we'll, of course, be letting you know about that also.
Right, great. Well, this will be fun. I know a lot of students enjoy writing, and I tell you, do a lot of writing in high school.
Yeah.
And so you might, put it to some very, very good use. High school classes and things like that. Now, who will judge these? I know you don't want to give any names, but you'll be putting together a group.
Right. It will not be judged by the COGWA members. We're going to go outside to established authors and educators
Yep.
who will be doing the judging. And they will not know who they're judging. So we'll remove the names from that, so there won't
Yep.
be any favoritism on that part. So.
Sure. That's great. Yeah. Well, that's exciting. So you guys have been writing a while yourself, I know, I guess, since you are involved in the group and everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Enjoy
Yeah.
writing yourself, huh?
Yep.
Good. We'll talk just a few minutes before we go to a commercial break about Central Alabama Writers Guild and Alliance, or CAGA. I think I could say CAGA a little bit easier.
Yeah.
All those together.
Much easier.
Tell me about that. How long has that been around?
We formed in 2014,
13
and
or 14, yes. Mhm.
and we started the organization. We have about 25 members total.
Regular members, yes.
Yeah, and we're always looking for more members. Anybody's welcome to come to our meetings. We meet the second Monday of each month at the Comer Museum at 6:30 p.m. And you're welcome to come to 3 of our meetings and without joining, and see if you want to join us.
Right.
And
Well, the dues are $25 for an adult for the year, and $10 for students.
So you do have students to come
Yes,
to your
Yep.
meeting. That's great to encourage that. How nice to sit around with people who enjoy the same type things. Bounce ideas off each other,
That's what
things
we
like
do.
that.
It's we listen to each other's writings and critique each other, and it's been so helpful for me. And just listening the way other people write,
Yep.
and then being able to talk to them about what they've written has been a lot of help.
That's a lot. Well, a lot of help, I'm sure.
It's a good vocal thing for you if you write poetry, for you to get your poetry out there for somebody to listen to it.
We have some excellent poets in our group
Yeah.
too.
And so you said you have about how many members? Did you
About
say
20 to 25, somewhere around there right now.
Great,
And
great.
we're always looking for more members.
Sure.
Some from here in Sylacauga, and then some from other areas.
Other places,
Yeah.
yes.
We had one guy that was with us for a while. He's not with us now, but he lived in Trussville. He drive down.
Okay, right. Well, good. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. If that's what you enjoy doing, it's nice to be with other people who enjoy the same thing.
Yep.
Sharing your work.
And we have guest speakers come in, authors, educators. We've talked about a lot of different things, editing, publishing, illustrating, and just, everything involved with writing and publishing. So I've learned a lot from it. And I hope people have learned something from me too.
I'm sure they have, yes. It's great to share that. We'll take another break for commercials, and then we'll be right back to talk some more.
Hey, Sylacauga, I'm Dr. Gina, and I want you to join me live every weeknight, Monday through Friday, right here on Channel 47 on the world's first social television show. And it's going to be all about you, whether it's presidential politics or Deflategate. If it's trending, we're going to be talking about it. I want you to join me live every Monday through Friday on Channel 47. Don't miss it. America Trends with Dr. Gina, Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. right here on Channel 47. See you then.
Becoming a driver can be an exciting time for a teen, but it can also be challenging. And at very worst, deadly. Alabama ranks 5th in the number of teens killed in motor vehicle crashes every year. It's the leading cause of death among 16 to 24-year-olds. Alabama's graduated driver license law places restrictions on young drivers to help ensure their safety. Parents, know the law, enforce the law, and be a good example. Remember, the life you save may be your child's.
Do you care about our community? Then join #Team Taunton. Brian Taunton will provide unique leadership, vision, and purpose with a hard work mentality. He will be a servant leader to all of the community, make a meaningful difference to our families, our city, and our surrounding area. Creatively solve city problems within our roads and city infrastructure. Provide for a forum to network new business and industry. www.briantaunton.com. Brian Taunton for Mayor. A working vision for Sylacauga.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell from the B.B. Comer Library. I'm joined today with Cabot Barton and Joseph Copeland from the Central Alabama Writers Guild and Alliance. I'm going to get that right before we get there. I'm going to get that right without looking at my notes. They're here talking about the short story competition they have going on that will be starting in October. We're going to talk some more about that in a few minutes, but we've talked about it some, but I want to hear a little bit more about CALGA. We talked about how you can join, because you guys are the president and the vice president.
Yep.
The treasurer is Donna Renfro from the museum, right? And then Libby Barton is the historian, and Yebby Copeland is the secretary. It's definitely a family thing for y'all. That's great.
It is.
That's wonderful. Y'all can do that together. And I know you said it's open to anyone in the area who'd like to come. What days do you meet? You said
It's the second Monday of each month at 6:30 at the Comer Museum.
Okay, all right. Second Monday of each month. We talked about, I guess, how to join, things like that. What is the main business of the writers group?
We're mainly to support each other and support new writers, to help them get information about how they can get published, which is a big challenge these days, to get actually published.
Really?
And mainly to support them. We support each other, and anyone that comes in, they can read their works, and we'll critique their work, help them write better stories or poems or whatever.
It's always good to hear from someone who's doing the same thing you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah,
is.
encouraging.
It's very helpful.
Good, good. And what are the benefits of joining the writers group? Maybe we may have already talked about some of
We
that,
did
right?
cover it.
Reading for each
As I
other.
said, just listening to someone else who had written, or listening to their own work and the way they present it, and plus being able to talk to them about it. You know, what gave you that idea? How did you come about this story?
Kind of interesting.
And how do you write? You know, a lot of people have their own way of. Me, I like to sit out on my patio with my legal pad and just write what comes to mind.
You actually use pen and paper, not a computer so much.
You write
Everybody-
the same way I do, don't you?
No, actually, I've got where I use a
Have you
computer
gotten more
more.
sophisticated now? Good for you.
Whatever works. So
Yeah.
Eventually, it's got to go on the computer, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, that's great. Everybody has their own way, their
Own
own
way.
style.
Eventually, it gets on the computer. But,
Yeah.
you know, just think better, quicker. But that's me. And
That's usually the way I start out, is with a notebook, and then I go to the computer, transferring it, and I say, okay.
written on napkins, back paper plates.
Yeah.
Put together an idea, you know.
Whenever the idea comes
Whatever's
to
handy.
you, right, or whatever's handy. Oh, that's great. I do that with notes, not necessarily writing, but just don't forget this and write it down wherever I
Exactly.
have, write on my hand or something like that. What other activities are y'all involved in?
We have speakers that come to our meetings and speak to us about.
sorry.
That's all right. I don't need it. I think we're about to cover that.
Yeah.
But we have speakers that come and speak, and some publishers, some other authors who are well known come speak, and it kind of gives us, feedback of just what we need to go to that next level with our writing.
I've always heard if you want to do something, find somebody who's done it,
Yeah.
and they can tell you, "Oh, that's
Exactly.
That's great." And you said when we're talking about the writers' contest too, I did want to talk about it just a few minutes more before we go. You're going to visit the schools, also.
Right.
Yep.
Be forewarned, we're coming. We'll be visiting the Board of Education and different individuals. And again, you have my number there. So if you have any questions or want to talk to us, please call.
Yep.
Because we'd love to come visit you and share and give you the flyers and so forth so you can spread it through your schools. And we would appreciate the opportunity.
Yep.
Well, let me ask you guys, since you're writers, how long have you been writing? Or all your life?
I started my first book in 1986,
Okay.
and then put it down for about 10 years. Wrote a little more, and then put it down again up till 2009. Had nothing to do, so I finished my first book. So
Oh, wow.
And now how many books have you got?
working on my seventh.
On your seventh book. Wow. That's just a few years. I would think, yeah. Wow, that's great.
I started out just writing about musicians because that's what I was for years, and now I'm writing historical fiction. Like
Oh, okay.
this one here. That one's about that's
No more.
this is about Salakta Chinnaby, the chief that saved Fort Leslie at Talladega during the Creek Indian Wars.
Okay. Historical fiction.
Yep.
So you said. So it's a lot of history, but
A lot of research.
yeah, a lot of research, I bet. I bet you enjoy that, though.
Yeah.
It's part of it, huh?
And Joe, when did you start?
Probably 30 years ago. Just, well, tell my former bosses I used to do the work. I would write. Like I said, I write legal pads, and someone would come to mind. But I would take them home and finish them. But just in the last 4 or 5 years, well, actually in the last couple of years, my wife and I have released 3 children's books.
Right.
And we did 2 illustrating books, coloring books for adults. And we've also worked with 9 authors, we have released 9 books, working with different authors, and helped them get their books published. It was very gratifying. And we're currently working with Mrs. Lola Booker on a book of reflections that she's doing. That's going to be out probably soon, hopefully.
How nice, how nice.
So yeah, and a lot of this has come from being in the Guild, just being inspired to go on every day to try to do a little something, not just for myself or my wife. These other people have come to us that we've been able to help along too. So that's been very gratifying.
That's great. That's great. I know it is fun to help someone else, and because this is not. I mean, most of the time I would think writing is not an overnight thing. You said you worked on your first book for 10 years or several years.
Many years.
Many years. It's not an overnight thing.
On average, it takes me about a year to write a novel, which is about 60,000 words that I average on each book. So it takes about a little less than a year.
That's great, and it's nice to have the group there to encourage you. It must get discouraging, I would think. That's me, because I'm not a writer, but just because it's not something that happens just like that. It just takes a lot of hard work and a lot of proofing and rewriting.
Yeah, it's a lot different from songwriting. I did that for years.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
3-minute songs a lot harder for me to write than a novel. There's so much.
When you're compacting everything into 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's like movies. You take a 800-page book and condense it down to a 2-hour movie.
Oh.
That's tough.
Well, gosh, I'm very excited about the upcoming writers competition. I wanted to go over that one more time. Annual Young Writers Short Story Competition, and for this fall competition, it's going to be fiction short stories about 10 pages, I forgot, 1,000 words.
About 10.
Okay. And now on the computer, it'll tell you how many words. And
It will.
Use the word.
That's neat.
That's so nice. That's so nice. All the entry forms and contest rules can be picked up at the Comer Museum and Art Center in Sylacauga, or they can be downloaded from the Central Alabama Writers Guild Facebook page beginning on October the 4th. There's you can contact the museum or you, Joe, or there's the Facebook page right there. So I would encourage all the students to please be a part of that. Your teachers, I'm sure, will encourage you to do that because it's a wonderful way to learn if that's where your gift is. That's what you enjoy doing. It sounds like a lot of fun. So, any words of encouragement for them?
Be sure to buy the raffle tickets.
Yes,
we can finally decide how much, or be able to say how much the cash prize is going to be.
Right. And so those the tickets for that would be available at the museum.
Yeah.
At the museum from any Cogwell member. Right. Or if you want some, just call me. I'll bring them to you. As many as you want.
Great. Well, our time is up. Thank you so much for being
thank
here.
you.
And
Thanks
I
for
hope
having us.
a lot of our students will join will compete. What am I trying to say? We'll write a short story to be in the competition. So we're encouraging you to do that. Thank you for joining us on Library Connection.